Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Tonight is our 10th and final episode of the first season of The Nightlife, our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in sunny Miami. I'm going to do my usual thing up front. Guys, Vampire the Masquerade is a game of personal horror. There might be some moments that take place tonight that are a little hard for some viewers to stomach, so I do want to give you all a warning for that. We as a cast have safety measures in place to make sure that everyone is comfortable and confident as we sit here and play this game. Because this is going to be an action-packed, exciting episode, I'm actually gonna do intros this time instead of just outros. So let's hear from our resident La Sombra. Jen, who are you?
Hello.
And
Hi,
who are you playing tonight?
I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as Dreamwisp. You can find me around the internet as Dreamwisp Jen. I am playing Giselle de la Scala, your friendly neighborhood La Sombra. Friendly.
Wonderful. And Gabe, who are you and who you playing?
Hello, so I am Gabe Hicks, Gabe James Games across the internet, and I am playing Louvier Bataille, your toreador, charming friend who dearly misses his lovely friend Peter. Oh, tears.
I want it noted, no one shed a tear for Peter.
No.
My heart broke last week, but that's fine. It's whatever.
I'm
not hurt. I won't punish you all for it.
You should have tried harder.
I have no heart.
Fair and accurate. And with that, Nora, who are you and who are you playing tonight?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nora Ibrahim. You can find me all over the internet as at Noralogical. And tonight I play Carmina Magnus. She is a Ventru hotel owner of the prestigious Magnus Hotel.
Wonderful. And last but certainly not least, Miss Reina de la Vega. Cynthia, who are you and who are you playing?
Hey everyone, I'm Cynthia Marie. You guys can find me on Twitter at CynDancer or on here on Twitch, Cynthia_Marie. Tonight I am playing Reina de la Vega, your airy, crazy, sweet Tremere.
Again, sweet. It's more true with you than with Giselle, but wonderful. And I'm Diana D'Amico. I'm your storyteller tonight. So last week, again, every week, lots of things happen. So last week, we finally met Maceo, the fellow we've been learning little tidbits about all season, and the lost conquistador who owns La Palabra. He may also kind of sort of be related to Isadora. No big deal. Don't worry about that. It's not going to come up again. In this order, the crew met, insulted, and then murdered a health inspector who was sent by the mayor to do a surprise inspection at La Palabra. Rest in peace, Barney. We'll miss you too. His body is currently in a dumpster outside of the club awaiting the overworked cleanup crew of the Magnus Hotel, who have truly been put to the test over the last few weeks. Isadora left Carmina on red. The one time Carmina was actually doing something like sort of nice. Kind of like a little, as close as she really gets for Isadora. But you can assume that she got the message, so she knows something's going on at the club. You all spotted Fiasco's henchman Sid outside after Maceo woke up, and after he managed to find himself some clothes and was prancing around both the hotel as well as the club. When we left, Maceo was examining the family tree that Trevor had unearthed and hung on the wall in the office at La Palabra, making note of the fact that the men in his lineage continued to die at earlier ages than you would typically expect, noting that, that tradition has continued. As we come back to the story, we're going to check in with Reina. Reina, everyone is a little bit tense right now. They're sort of observing this newcomer Maseo with unease, understandably, but not with the same profound, initial, immediate hatred that you do. What's Reina doing right now?
Well, if possible, I'm actually kind of gonna sneak away from the group and I'm gonna go to my little private room where I normally do tarot readings. I need to kind of collect myself and make a little bit of a connection to someone very important to me immediately.
Okay. You are able to kind of just take a step back from the group as they all proceed deeper into the club. And you do find yourself in a tidy but also very eclectic sort of space, and one that you've cultivated and created for this specific purpose. Reina's calming herself. What does she do?
So she's actually gonna pull out some cards, kind of lay them out, also some shells that she likes to kind of work with to do a little bit of divination. So she's gonna kind of like spread them out and kind of like readjust them and kind of creating some sort of pattern, some sort of connection. And while she is doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and enact one of my my powers. If I can like scroll my sheet, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. It's going to actually be a ritual, which is communicate with kindred sire. Of course, I didn't have it up in the book, so give me 1 second to pull it up. I'm going to try to make contact with my very wonderful and powerful sire, Karna.
Sure. So, to an observer, Reina would. This would be a very typical action for her, sitting down with the tarot cards and doing a reading just to kind of calm herself and soothe herself, and using these divination tools that have come to be second nature to her. Except this time, as she's sitting down, she pulls out a small silver bowl full of water. And in addition to pulling out shells, she pulls out a long feather with a piece of twine wrapped around the edge. And she places it into the bowl. And in an action that seems so familiar to you now, but for very different reasons, Reina, you take your fingernails and just drag them across the palm of your hand, and you squeeze over the bowl. A few drops of your blood fall into the water and diffuse. As you focus and center yourself and think about her. Meanwhile, back in the office, Giselle, Carmina, and Louvier. Louvier, you might still be focused on your text messaging to Sid. I know that you were deeply entrenched in that when we last left. It was pretty important stuff. The three of you do see Maseo kind of leaning into this map and tracing the lineage with his fingers, and his nails are sort of long and overgrown, and it scrapes along the paper as he traces down this line. Seemingly ignoring all of the women and really just focusing on the fact that no man in his lineage has lived past the age of 32. He'll turn around and, as if that meant nothing at all, he'll fix you all with a very dazzling grin. And there's nothing supernatural going on, but it still just does kind of take a moment for you to push past that and see him for the threat that he is in this moment. And a roll of thunder echoes outside of the club as a storm rolls in from the sea. So, I'm back now. Who do we need to crush? Surely you all have enemies.
I look at Luby.
Look, I'm the pretty one. I didn't expect someone to just ask us who to kill here.
Plus, I would imagine we would need more than one person.
More than one person for what, my dear? Perhaps you are too insignificant to have enemies. I hadn't considered that a fact.
Oh. One battle at a time. Right now, there are things far more important than you.
Now that I highly doubt.
Do you think we have any mutual enemies? Since you seem to know everything.
Well, an enemy of yours is an enemy of mine because this is my club. This is my home. And anyone who threatens this place and the people who run it for me is a threat to me.
Then the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This mayor. Who is he?
Carmina knows more.
Do you not know who the mayor is?
Darling, I've been asleep for a long time. I don't know if you missed all of that.
He's the mayor.
Mayor of the city.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And he's going to pick up one of the pieces of paper that Trevor had written out all of these diligent notes on, and he's just going to start scribbling. And you can see, you know, he writes the mayor with sort of like a question mark behind it. And Carmina, make me a wits and awareness roll real quick.
The prince is like the genuine definition of naive, right?
Sure seems that way, right?
Yeah.
3 successes.
You see him write down the name of your sire. You see him write down Lucian Benedict. Along with other names. There are a few other things that get scribbled there, but none of them strike the same chord, of course.
I kind of look over to, Raina. Is Raina with us at the moment?
She is not.
What is it that you are? What are those names of concern to you?
Well, the names I know are people who used to have power, who probably still have power. Power I could take, power I could use. They've outlived their use. Does someone look familiar?
Yes.
Someone you love or someone you hate?
Both.
I find you fascinating.
I'm not available to you.
Whatever you say.
I think we should go check on the status of the city just in case. Don't you two think so? There's so much that we have to maintain, especially if you are going to have your home reclaimed. You shouldn't have to be the one to clean up everything. That's what you have help for, right?
Roll me charisma and persuasion.
Deal.
You would come around. This just makes perfect sense now. All right. All right. Since you all do not know who has power in the city and who would be a good target for us to investigate next, I suppose perhaps taking a look around couldn't hurt.
Plus, if it, trouble just seems to find us anyways, so I'm sure any bullseye that you can hit, you'll see the arrow go by to us, and then you just know where to fire.
I'm glad you understand what you're here for. I mean, you do serve a greater purpose than yourself. It's important.
Glorious purpose. Carmina, Giselle, if we may.
And in that moment, you hear the swinging of the front door slowly. Let's check in with Raina. Raina, as you sit and you're able to focus on Karna, on what she means to you, on everything that's happened this evening, you do feel the chill of a connection being established. And inside your head, after a moment, you're, hello, child.
Arna, I apologize for reaching out. I know that you are incredibly busy, but there's an emergency that I need your advice on.
Well, don't waste my time any more than you already have.
It seems that an elder has been awakened.
Which one?
Maseo?
Raina, you must listen to me, and you must listen very closely. Do you remember? We've spoken many times about those who would threaten us, who would hurt us.
Yes.
This is one of them. This is what you were made for, quite literally. This is your purpose.
I will destroy him, but I don't know what is the best way. I'm not as strong as you, Karna.
I don't think that's nearly as true as you think. You have many gifts that he himself does not possess. There are so few who can wield the blood like you do.
I understand. If there's any sort of insight that you can give me in your infinite wisdom, I would be most gracious.
Do not fail me, Raina.
All right. I will not. I will try. I won't fail you.
Good. If you do, I will be most upset with you, my dear.
I understand.
Not yet, but you will.
Okay. He asked me something. Shoot, what did he ask? Sorry, storyteller. I can't remember from last week.
He had used his telepathy to speak to you and Louvier, as well as Giselle, to ask what you desired most.
Right.
And you were the only one who did not give him an answer.
I didn't give him an answer either.
You held out. That's true. Louvier was kind of an open book on that one, but we love you, Louvier. It's good. However, where Giselle maintained her composure and was very cool and collected in that conversation, Raina was pretty miffed, and pretty obviously so, in her mind conversation with Maseo.
Yeah. He asked all of us except for one what we desired most. My assumption is that he is going to try to use that against us in some sort of fashion.
Of
So
course
that
he
can
is.
gain allegiance. I don't appreciate his intrusion into my mind, and I can't stand the way he speaks to all of us.
There are monsters, and then there are monsters among the monsters, Rena. Maseo is one of the most vile beasts you will ever meet. There is only one way to dispose of a beast.
How's that?
You must rip it apart.
I think I know a few people who wouldn't mind doing that.
Then get it done.
Yes, mistress. Yes, I will get that done.
And as quickly as you felt her presence with you, she's gone.
All right. By the way, I rolled successfully for that connection to happen, and my hunger did not go up, which is great. So
Drat.
while I'm in there, I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to text Carmina specifically, not the group text, because I don't want to tip off Maseo that I'm trying to communicate with the whole world. And just a quick one to Carmina, come upstairs. I'm assuming she understands what that means.
Carmina, you do receive this text. Just as Louvier and Giselle are talking about going out and checking on the status of the city.
I, without saying anything, just slip out the door towards the lobby and head back up.
You make it almost to the top of the stairs when the front door begins to open. You can see it. There's a very clear line of sight from where you are. It's Isadora. She's opening the door very carefully because you did tell her that something was going on. And you can see sort of huddled behind her a few steps back is Aleja, who's holding a baseball bat and kind of edging her way into the club.
Now, from the top of the stairs,
Mhm.
am I visible? Or am I able to just peek and see what's happening?
We'll say that you have kind of a bird's eye view, and their view of you is more obscured.
Okay.
They're also very focused, very fixated on the ground level right now, because it's pretty obvious that someone's are in the back room right now. There's movement occurring back there.
I kind of just want to stick around just for a second to see if I can catch the look on their faces, if they do catch Maseo's eye.
Okay.
But then we'll promptly head back up.
Sure enough, after just a few moments, Louvier and Giselle, Louvier, were you trying to lead Maseo out? Or were you kind of just like trying to get him the hell out of the club?
Just trying to get him out of the club.
Okay.
It didn't matter. Like, hey, let's go out. Oh my gosh, all of the city to it. Yeah, just
It works. You were very convincing. He thinks he's gonna get like a tour of the stars' homes or some shit right now. So he does kind of like stand up and straighten the lapels of the suit that he ripped the arms off of, and takes a few strides out of the door. I take it you guys follow him.
So does he walk past Isadora?
No, not yet. He has to go around a corner before he's going to make eye contact with her.
And
you all heard the door open, but you don't know who it was. I'm just going to make note of the fact that none of you have mentioned Isadora's name to him. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop him before we go around the corner, and specifically say, and please, 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 if there's ever any introductions that you need to be made, it is always my pleasure to do so. You know that.
Yes, Louvier, that's quite all right. Don't touch me again or I'll kill you.
You promise?
Giselle, would you like to do anything?
I would like to write a note that I want to drop behind the bar into the empty where you normally keep the ice. You don't fill it until the beginning of a shift.
Mm-hmm.
In the hopes that should someone show up when we're not there, they will be able to interpret this. And I will say, call the right people. Something very old came crawling out of the walls.
Okay. You are able to take another one of the pieces of paper that Trevor took a bunch of notes on, and you're able to scroll
In
that
fact,
on the back.
Can I tear the family tree? Can I just tear off the piece that has Maceo's name on it?
You absolutely can.
Yeah, I'll write it on the back of that.
Wonderful. So you do have this note folded up and ready to go. However, as you round the corner to head back into the main section of La Palabra, with the stairs on your right ascending up to where Reina's special room is, the three of you come face to face with Isadora and Aleja. Isadora looks different than you're used to seeing her. Normally, what you get from Isadora is the cold and stoic demeanor that you kind of see from Carmina. It's part of the reason why it's so entertaining to watch them together, is because neither one of them wants to break the facade and show how angry they actually are in the moment. But something about that mask has fractured for Isadora. And you can see underneath there's some mixture, and it might just be a lip twitch or an eyebrow raise or something, but there's a swirling storm of sort of directionless fury that you can kind of see, an energy, fire that wasn't there before. And the instant that she makes eye contact with Maceo, she stops dead in her tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Grandfather, and Maceo is going to kind of turn to look at the two of you, Giselle and Louvier. His expression is one of complete confusion. There is nothing registered there.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this?
This will be Isadora, my lord.
Isadora Rodriguez Romero, she says from across the room. I've been looking for you for a very long time, sir. And Maceo takes a moment and he sort of straightens where he was mid-stride, and A descendant. That makes sense. But what are you doing here? You said Isadora is her name. What is she doing here?
She's been the one looking after your estate,
Yes.
ensuring it's protected.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm back now, and you can go back to whatever it was you were up to before.
I sit back and smile
hand.
slightly.
Carmina and Reina, you two can both hear this conversation, and you can see it too if you take a few steps out onto the landing at the top of the stairs to kind of keep an eye on this. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna look over silently, but as I'm doing this with my clunky BlackBerry, I'm going to text Carmina. Spoke to mother. He must die.
I text back for multiple reasons.
I'm just gonna kind of keep watch of what's going on, and then in the middle of it go, any preparations?
Well, I'm about to contact Percy, or have him contacted, because I think we need some backup.
Helpful.
And so I would like to, at this point, I'm texting one of my contacts, probably the head at the hotel, second to me.
Okay.
Who deals
Would
with
that
a
be
lot
Trevor, or would that be someone else?
I would say it would be Trevor.
Okay.
And I text him, dictate this letter for me and have it sent to Percival,
Okay.
who he would absolutely know. So my letter reads, Dearest Percy, our domains are threatened by Maceo Romero. The troops must be assembled ASAP. Surprise attack might be best. You know what to do. I trust you expect compensation. Remember all the Paul is dead conspiracies regarding Paul McCartney and fake Paul? Well, the real Paul is actually one of us. I'll introduce you. Love always, Carmina.
Yeah. You said you were, man, that was not a thing I was expecting tonight. You were texting this, or was it a voice message, or what?
It was a text sent out to have him dictate in a letter.
Okay. You get back the familiar thumbs up emoji from Trevor. He's real good. He deserves a raise.
I treat him well.
And as that conversation is taking place at the top of the landing, Maceo takes a few tentative steps forward into the main open space of La Palabra. He's got the bar to his right and the dance floor to his left. And very much like a predator, you see him kind of start to veer to the left to circle Isadora and Aleja. And the more he moves, the more nervous Isadora's shifting becomes. You can see she's kind of shuffling from one foot to the other. And Aleja, who also has never seen this mask sort of fall away, looks terrified behind her. And in a moment, Maceo makes eye contact with Aleja, and from across the room, in a booming voice, he simply says the word, "Come." And there's a moment where nothing happens. And then Aleha takes a step forward and steps around Isadora and starts walking towards Maseo.
Do any of Reina's wards do anything here?
Well, so here's the thing. The wards were put in place so that she would know if another kindred entered La Palabra. He was already here. And because Isadora was the caretaker, she's, you know, you all hate her, but she's on the okay list. Like, she's all right.
Okay.
And while Aleha begins walking towards Maseo, he doesn't pay attention to Isadora. He doesn't look up the staircase at Reina or Carmina. He doesn't make eye contact with you, Giselle, but who he does zero in on is Louvier. And Louvier, he looks you dead in the eyes. He says, "It would truly be awful if no one knew who you were, wouldn't it? You come here and you look like this, and everyone wants to be close to you. Everyone knows the power that beauty holds. But you know that it can just as easily go away, don't you? You know who can help you keep it? Say it, Louvier."
You, my lord.
That's right. And he turns to Aleha and he grabs her by the chin. And he doesn't do anything. He just looks directly into her eyes. And you hear a slight murmuring from across the room. Everyone make me a wits and awareness roll, everybody. Let's see if you can pick any words out of this.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, that's a lot.
5.
Yeah.
Y'all, look at all of these dice.
Oh my God.
8 with a critical.
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yo, I got 7.
Okay.
Very aware.
All of you can hear in his tone. You might not be able to pull out specific words, but all of you can hear in his tone that it's very, he's not giving a command. He's not making demands. He's not making threats. He's telling a story right now. Carmina and Reina, because of your unique vantage point above everything else, you get this slight reverberation of Maceo's voice. And you all can pick out phrases like the first time you came to La Palabra. And he talks, you each hear your name, but you don't hear Louvier's. And Maceo drops her jaw and takes a step back as if to admire some handiwork. And he takes her by the shoulders and he turns her to face you, Louvier. And in a moment, you see the fear on her face go away. And then her eyes grow wide. Sir, you can't be here. The club is closed. You're going to have to leave.
Excuse you?
Sir, I'm the manager here. You can't talk to me like that. I need you to leave. This is a staff meeting. Where's Raina? Raina, where's security? This guy needs to go.
What do you? Excuse me. What do you mean this guy needs it? This is Louvier. How do you not know who Louvier is?
Is he a regular or something?
My
Or he's
Is
something.
Is she serious?
You know what? He's one of my clients. Louvier, can you please come up here?
Sir, I'm sorry. Raina
had
doesn't
a-
introduce me to everybody. I'm Aleha. I'm the manager here.
charmed to meet you, Aleha.
It's quite a night here. We got a bunch of lookers in the joint. We should have you around more often between you and this guy. And she kind of turns back to Maseo. We'd have a full house every night.
And I just stare at Maseo. A little at more than a little frustration and confusion. What a show of influence, Lord Maseo.
I'm not a fan of empty threats, dear.
And does that mean you reward things outside of it in return, your lordship?
Absolutely. And he'll just in a minuscule gesture flick his hand in the direction of Isadora. Who is slack-jawed right now, watching this happen. What is going on? Where did you find him? Maseo, what?
I point to the wall.
He was in the wall. He was in the wall. You all were here every single day and you didn't notice?
You
Yes,
did
I
neither.
regularly tear down the walls of the structures I'm in.
Imbeciles.
And yet we
Miss-
found him first. So what does that make you?
I just turned to Raina like, she is such a Karen, I swear.
Oh, yeah.
Lord
Always somebody
Maseo,
else's fault.
are you sure this is one of your own? Because I would assume one of your own would be intelligent.
What do you mean, one of my own? And Isadora stamps her foot into the hardwood floor, hard enough that you get the sense that if you could feel pain like that, it would really fucking hurt. I'm one of your own. I was one of the ones who was left behind, who wasn't brought into the fold, who wasn't used for manipulation. My brother was.
I see
I've been
why.
looking for you for a very long time, Maseo.
And now you found him. So what are you going to do about it?
Don't you all see what he is?
Yeah, he looks a lot like you.
Oh yeah. No, I see a little resemblance now.
You can't be serious.
What is
You all
he?
want the club so badly. You want power and control. This is how you get it.
By doing what?
And in a split second, you see her take 3 huge steps and lunge through the air directly at Maseo. You all have a moment to react if you'd like to do something here.
Yes.
Someone else should go first.
No, now I want to know, Luffy.
What was the assistant's name again?
Who, Aleha?
That's
Aleha.
it, Aleha.
Wow, are
She
you
forgot
pretending
you,
like
so
you
you
don't
forgot
know her
her?
now? That's just
Okay.
petty.
Yeah. I want to throw Aleha at her midair.
Oh, I love Vampire the Masquerade. All right, so that's what Luvy's doing.
Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah.
else?
You know what? Maseo might have all of these very strong kindred powers, but you know what kindred powers can't stop? Bullets.
Yep.
This is a true
Carmina's
fact.
Going to open fire.
Great. Wonderful. Roll me your what is it, Dex and Firearms?
Mhm.
Giselle. You just strapping in for the ride?
I mean, I think so. Hmm.
Waiting to
God.
see how this starts to shake out is absolutely an appropriate action to take right now.
Yeah, I think that's the case
Wonderful. Raina.
right now.
I mean, now that bullets are in the equation, I had something a little bit more subtle than bullets.
We don't do subtle here.
Evidently, we don't do subtle.
no,
so let
Not
me
even a
join
little
in.
bit. No.
No,
Let me
screw
join
it.
in. I am
also
going
has a
to I'm going to eat an insect of my choice that's been like hanging out, and I'm gonna start climbing because I'm at the top of the stairs, right? Like I'm gonna like start climbing over like the side of the wall. I'm sort of kind of hanging out and waiting a lot like what Giselle's doing, but I'm in the foreground. I have a plan, but I want to wait for the right moment to do so.
So every time I've been imagining Raina doing this insect walk thing, I've imagined her doing like a praying mantis style walk where she's got like her hands like ready to strike out and just sort of like shifts from side to side. And yeah, you can absolutely do your creepy bug crawling thing and just kind of wait and see what happens. Now,
Yep.
Louvier and Carmina. Carmina, what'd you get on your roll?
I got 5 successes with a critical success.
Wonderful. Were you aiming at any particular part of Maseo?
In his chest.
Okay. Luvi, if I didn't already have you roll it, roll me strength and brawl.
Yeah. That is 3 successes with 1 critical.
Spectacular.
Is there a TV in La Palabra?
Yeah, there's one behind the bar.
You know what I want to do is I want to find the remote. I know tech doesn't work well around me, but
You know, you don't have to roll a damn thing. You know exactly where the remote is because you work here.
I'd like to go grab that remote.
Okay.
And if I can turn on the television.
It's going to take you a couple of seconds to get over there just because it is behind the bar, but you can absolutely do that. So,
And I want to crank the volume up.
it's going to be like a replay of some old Queen concert that plays
Does
just because I
not
want that visual.
matter.
So
Anything that's going to be on the TV. Maseo has not seen technology ever.
that's true. Yep, this is a
That's
true fact.
gotta be captivating. Is even if it gives us a second.
Those talkies.
We could always tell the cops that Scarface was on. There were no bullets, no shots fired.
Correct.
So, in a matter of moments, as Isadora is flinging herself onto where Maseo stands on the dance floor, it's funny, Louvier, you kind of go to sort of hurl Aleha in her way, and you find that Aleha sort of jumps with you and throws herself into the line of fire, as it were. because as she starts to reach in front of Maseo to block Isadora, how many shots did you fire, Carmina?
3.
3 bullets come out of nowhere and catch her, one in the shoulder, one in the collarbone, and one up through the chin and into her head. She does, however, collide with Isadora in midair, and they kind of tumble to the ground. And Isadora immediately just kind of comes to for a moment and realizes what just happened to Aleja, and she bends over the body, and you just hear her going, baby, wake up, baby, wake up. Aleja, please. And in that moment, Giselle, you're able to make it over to the bar. We can say that you did some of your like shadow stepping stuff too, so it was really mysterious and fast. And you hit a button. TV lights up. And you see Maceo's eyes just flit across the room to look at it. You crank up the volume. And again, with a steady stride and an almost unflappable kind of confidence to him, he continues to walk towards you this time. He shoots a quick glance at the top of the stairs where Reina, well, now Carmina is, with what looks to be amusement on his face, and kind of turns back to where you stand, Giselle. And he's going to lean on the bar when he approaches you. Miss Giselle.
Yes.
I need your help. The rest of these kindred are fodder. But someone of your skill set could actually be a wonderful partner.
And
there are benefits to be had with power, riches.
like?
Well, for starters, you could be the sole person running this place. Once we dispose of that mayor, you could step into his shoes. Whatever you want.
And what guarantees do I have of safety?
Well, Unlife doesn't exactly offer guarantees, but surely you can see how haphazard these attempts are. I can't kill my own blood, but if you help me.
Tell me your plan to take out the mayor. Show me why.
He just kind of leans into the bar and smiles at you. And you see the overgrown fingernails dig into the hardwood that's there. And that would not be an easy task. There has to be some pretty strong intention there. Any way I can, my dear. And then he turns and looks directly at you, Reina. Not Reina, Carmina, excuse me. You may hate me, beautiful, but I feel like you probably hate her worse.
Hate who worse?
He gestures to the now sobbing Isadora.
You don't know that.
And since Isadora can hear all of this, she finally pulls herself away from Aleja's body and rises to her feet. And now there's not even a semblance of recognition in her face. And she lets out almost a feral growl and pitches herself across the room, this time at Louvier.
That's valid.
Can I fire at that?
Absolutely, you can. Roll me another firearms and dexterity. Raina, anything you'd like to do from your vantage point above everyone else?
I'm gonna drop down closest to Maseo if possible.
Okay.
I think I've realized exactly what I desire if you still care.
Bonita, you know that Reina means queen, don't you?
I do.
And he sort of walks past you and begins to ascend the stairs. I don't think that you really know what you want. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to earn something far better than you could ever imagine. Tonight, you're going to get the opportunity to earn your title.
How would I do that?
What'd you get on your roll, Carmina?
3 successes.
3 successes. Go ahead and roll me a wits and awareness while you're at it.
Just make sure we got that.
This is fine.
It's not
This is
fine.
6 successes with a critical.
Okay. Carmina, as you turn to take this shot at Isadora, who is probably 3 feet from Louvier, as you turn to take that shot, you're very aware of the fact that Maseo is getting very close to you, and carrying on a casual conversation as he approaches. He's just about at the top of the stairs. Louvier, what are you doing?
Trying to move as quickly as I can out of Isadora's way.
Okay.
Probably trying to lure her back to Maseo.
Okay.
Basically, I want to recreate the bobcat and the alligator.
It sounds like a fable. I like it. So, Louvier, roll me. What's an appropriate roll here? Let's say dexterity.
Yeah.
Dexterity and manipulation.
Yes, I'm good at those. God, what a combination. Oh, hell yes. That is 5 with 2 criticals. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm a monster, literally and metaphorically.
5 with 2 criticals. Okay, so you're sort of oh man, guys, this is going to be a whole big thing.
I'll dance with you if I have to.
You kind of, as she approaches, grab her by the back of her dress, her suit collar thing, and sort of grab her shoulder, and try and spin her around to like propel her in the right direction. And then Reina drops from the sky in front of you, and Carmina fires a shot, which is going to get you right in the thigh.
Ooh. I wink at her. In pain.
He's into that.
Yeah.
Now it you know it'll heal, but hurts
like
in the
hell.
moment.
Yeah.
And Isadora kind of half does like sort of a slide where she regains her her balance midway through where you were trying to topple her. Raina, she's actually kind of right beside you now, but Luvia, she's still looking at you with murder written all over her face. Giselle, you were able to observe all of this.
If I don't want to have to kill her, but I'll kill her if I have to. I'll let somebody else do it.
I call out. Wait, do I? Yeah, I do. Isadora.
It takes a minute, but she does kind of turn to face you.
And I look at Aleja. Time is short. Make
Did you see what he did to
decisions.
her? Did you see?
I saw. Think about what you want to do here carefully.
She'll look at you. You can see she's trying to work through it, but something's not connecting. And she spins on a heel.
Isadora.
And dives at Louvier again, this time pulling a knife from her side.
I'm gonna activate my arms up Ahriman.
Okay.
I was like, how close am I to her?
To Isadora?
Yeah.
About 10 feet.
Oh, never mind. It won't spray that fast.
And my goal here is to restrain her, not to harm her.
Okay. Roll me Dex and Brawl. And go ahead and add your Oblivion to that roll.
Do I add the Wits and Oblivion?
No, that's a separate roll.
Okay.
This one is just to see if you can get to her before
Dex,
she
Brawl, and
stabs
Oblivion?
Luby. Yeah.
At least everyone alive knows who I am.
For now.
Look, we can. I will keep that track record, even if I have to make some changes.
Peter still loves you.
Oh,
wait.
That's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Ooh.
God, if he comes back, that's.
He's dead. I can't bring him back.
Okay, cool. That's all I needed to know.
5 successes.
5 successes.
All right, Louvier.
Yes.
You're like poised because now you can kind of guess that this is coming. So you're sort of waiting. And you see Isadora coming at you again, this time knife first. And just as she starts to close the distance between you, shadowy tendrils wrap themselves around her and yank her backwards. Are you holding her, are you pulling her back and holding her down, Giselle?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to keep her back and keep her restrained.
And there's a smack as she hits the floor. But even as she's going down, you can see she's still crawling, clawing at the floorboards with this knife, trying to get away, trying to get closer to Louvier. Carmina, you accidentally shot Louvier, and now there's an elder vampire approaching you. What would you like to do?
I stay the F calm and just stand and wait for him to approach.
Okay.
Can I trail back behind him since he was talking to me about being a queen?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna walk up the banister still using Cling of the Insect.
Okay.
I'm gonna trail behind him. He is not getting his hands on Carmina whatsoever.
When he gets to the top of the stairs, queens have to make the right decisions for their people. I need Carmina and Reina to go ahead and roll me dexterity and survival.
Oh no. One success.
Oh, I'm so glad that was the one you rolled one on.
Trying to remember to extend your dice pool, you can use your blood potency, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's going to extend me 1 dice, 2 dice, 1 dice.
Yep. Make sure you do your hunger check, your hunger roll.
Solid. Oh, still good. Cool. That's 2 successes.
Wonderful.
Heck.
Amazing. Splendid. Okay. Giselle and Louviere, you're kind of distracted by what's happening in front of you. But at the top of the stairs, Maseo, in a movement that again is supernaturally fast, he reaches down and grabs hold of one of the pieces of wood in the banister, rips it out, and in the same deft movement, shoves it up and under Carmina's ribcage. Carmina, there's a sharp inhale, and you can't move. Maseo is going to turn to you, Reina. And he kind of pulls back the collar just a little. One hand on the piece of wood. The other hand he uses to open up a small cut on his collarbone. My queen, you're going to accept a bond, or your friend is going to suffer. I can't just let witches roam around my home, you understand.
Yes, I do. On one condition before I accept this bond.
No conditions, dear.
Then I'm not doing this. You will accept my condition if you're going to call me a queen.
Very well. What is it you want?
I want a single kiss from you.
Just one?
One very long one.
He's going to turn and look at you, Carmina. And then turn back to you, Reina. Anything for a pretty lady. And he
Excellent.
leans in.
As he leans in, I'm biting the inside of my cheek, and I'm going to start flooding my mouth with blood.
Okay.
And I'm going to start using Scorpion's Touch, which causes my blood to be poison. I rolled, so I can roll as many blood die as I want for pool blood to come up, and I rolled successful on 3 blood die.
Okay.
For a contest of it, it is occult, stamina, and occult versus my blood sorcery and stamina.
That is not a good dice pool. Oh no. All right.
So that's 3 times that you've got to roll that.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Beep, 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 beep. I'm assuming 3 because that's what I rolled my blood potency on that. Or sorry, my blood die on that.
Maseo got a 2, a 3, and a 1.
1, 2, 3 on my first roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Sorry, one snuck under there.
Okay. Yeah. What happens here?
Beep, 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 beep. Basically, I'm poisoning the crap out of him so he can die.
What does this look like?
To everybody else, it looks like we are having and sharing an amazing, oh, come on camera, there we go, an amazing kiss. But what's happening is I'm literally just poisoning his system.
Okay.
Let's see, your user concentrates for a turn and forces blood through an open wound, which is me biting the inside of my mouth. Blood to coat one blade or a kiss. Yeah, spitting poison at someone involves a dex and athletics, but I wasn't spitting, I was kissing.
Kissing poison at someone is gonna be like the best way to die in 10 years, just so you know.
Yeah, see, drinking poison blood from the vein guarantees a hit. Aside from such vein to fang transmission, scorpion's blood is a contact poison that sublimes away any liquid that is too viscous to inject with a syringe. Basically, like, it doesn't really. Oh, the poison hits, the user rolls a contest. Oh, you already contested that. You failed. The user wins. The poison does a margin in aggravated health damage to mortals and in a non-halved superficial. Sorry, this is complicated stuff here, y'all.
It's fine. What were your rolls?
It was 2, 4, 3 was the rolls.
So then it's 3 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I do something while this is happening?
100% you absolutely can.
Okay, I'm going to split the arms into another arm, and I would
Okay.
like to grab another shard of the wooden balcony,
Mm-hmm.
bring it back, hand it to Isadora, and I say, "See what happens when you wait." And I release the tentacles around her.
Are you thinking that she's gonna go after Maseo?
The one who was causing the incident, but it's probably not going to go that well. It's probably a bad idea.
No, this
Didn't
is
think this
perfect.
one
It's
through.
wonderful. It's great. It's fine.
Good job, Jen.
No, Jen, this is wonderful.
Arm your
So
enemy. Do it.
what happens here?
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I will. I will hand it to her. I'll say, "You see who the problem is here. You know, the one you've been looking for. You have your chance. I can't guarantee that you'll have this again.
And
If you want to get rid of him, now is the time. If you want your vengeance for your family, for yourself, for your brother, and for your love, now is the time." I'm gonna throw a mesmerize in there.
right. Well then. Intelligence and resolve. Roll me your manipulation and dominance. Four. Okay. While you're saying this, it's almost as if you can see the fear disappearing and something much more sinister and much more dedicated take its place. And you hand her this shard of wood, and she starts to crawl up onto her knees at first, and then raises her knee to stand completely. At the top of the staircase, Reyna is having a moment with Maseo. And just as quickly, that moment changes shape. And you see him pull back, a spray of blood following him in the process. And he takes a step backwards and loses his footing. And he slips from the landing, crashing through the balcony railing, taking with him the piece of wood that was very recently embedded in Carmina's ribcage, and plummeting to the ground about 10 feet from where Isadora now stands.
Is it possible to be holding on to his shirt? So I'm going down with him.
Yeah,
Land on top of
absolutely.
him.
Yep.
I'm going to land on top of him. And if I have another action, I will let you know what my action is there.
Okay. Carmina. Time almost slows down for you as this foreign object leaves your body, and you feel your strength rush back into you. You see Maceo's corpse. Well, you're all corpses. You see his body falling through the air, Reyna trailing after him. He's made you look weak. What would you like to do?
Do I feel like I have my strength back?
Absolutely. If anything, it feels like now you go into this with more purpose, like an adrenaline rush, if you still had adrenal glands.
I'm not. I'm kind of a brawly person. I think I'm just going to just frigging jump and claw at him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me strength, and I'll give you a choice of brawl or melee. I'm going to go ahead and give you a 3 dice bonus to your pool there.
I'll do brawl. Okay. 6 successes, and that's with a critical.
Wonderful. Louvier. After seeing Isadora wrenched back by the arms of Ahriman, she now stands before you on her feet, fully unencumbered, with a stake in her hand. However, she's turned her attention back to Maseo. And you too see his form sort of falling through the air. What would you like to do?
Would I have seen him stab Carmina?
Roll me a retroactive wits and awareness.
All right.
You were a little busy.
Yeah. That's 3.
Okay. You get the sense that there was some kind of scuffle, but no, you did not see that happen.
Cool. All right. Going to pull out a handgun from my back waist, and if she goes towards Maseo, nothing. She comes towards me, I'm going to try to put one in her forehead.
Okay.
I'll give her a chance.
Okay. Giselle.
Yeah.
Maseo just fell from the sky after your empowering speech. Is there anything that you would like to do in this moment?
I have the arms ready. I'm a little bit more concerned with what Isadora is about to do.
Okay.
So I want to have that prepared in case she goes after somebody else.
Okay.
But I want to see what she does here.
Okay. Carmina, you rolled a crap ton on this. So I want you to describe to me what this would look like to an observer.
You know how like when a cat just pounces on something like with that speed? So with that speed, it's like 0 to attack, and you see Carmina just sink her thumbnails into his eyes, and I'm going to take a bite and feed on him if I can.
In that same moment, Raina.
I was doing the same thing, and I was literally about to jump on him and start taking a bite out of him.
Do you aim for any particular parts of this vampire?
I'm going for the jugular, the biggest artery, so I can drain him as fast as possible.
Before Maseo even hits the ground, Carmina is on him, and you can see her beautifully manicured nails dig into his eye sockets as she latches on to one side of his throat. Raina, still holding on to his shirt, a small trail of blood leaking out of the side of her mouth, latches on to the other side of his throat. You're feeding on him. Are you draining him dry, guys?
Yes.
Wonderful. A joint diablerie. This is a good day to be a vampire. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
I'm so happy.
But is his blood still poisoned?
It was Raina's blood that was poisoned.
Right, but she fed it to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is what killed him?
No, he spat it out. Like he started to absorb it, but I don't usually get a mouthful of blood when I kiss someone.
He's not toxic then.
No.
Even though I hear the cover coming through the television now, the cello cover of Toxic.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how this is ending.
I want to believe that was something that somehow was manufactured by Giselle. Like out of pure force of will, she summoned it and it happened.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
For many, many, many reasons, she wanted to see this misogynistic piece of crap who thought he was better than everyone and thought he knew what he was doing and had power when he knew nothing about what was going on.
We are smashing this patriarchy.
To the score of a young woman's song. Very badly. Very badly.
The one downside of this spectacular scene that Raina and Carmina have put together for us is that Isadora is now too scared to go over there. And she almost pulls herself back for a moment. And turns. And advances on Louvier again.
Arms.
Well, I need you to make a wits and awareness roll because I want to believe that you're enjoying watching Maseo being torn to shreds.
True, I am.
Louvier, on the other hand, roll me your firearms and dex roll. Meanwhile, my dears, Reina and Carmina, I need you to go ahead and roll me. Because you're both doing this, I need each of you to roll me 3 strength and resolve rolls.
3.
3 of them. What'd you get, Giselle?
7, and it was a crit.
Wonderful. And you got 5? All right.
Yep.
Giselle, you're focused on what's happening, but you haven't forgotten the other threat here. And Isadora makes a sudden movement, and you catch her by the ankle with your arms of Ahriman.
And I pull her and I pick her up and I hold her upside down.
As
And
you
I say-
go to pull her back, Louvier pulls the trigger. And the bullet catches her right in the throat as you turn her upside down. What would you like to say to her?
I gave you an instruction. You didn't listen. You should have listened.
Louvier, what would you
And
like
I lick
to do?
my lips.
Did the bullet
Wonderful.
come out the other side?
Yeah.
Is she bleeding?
I mean, as much as a vampire really bleeds, it's
Yeah.
not impressive by any stretch of the imagination compared to what you've seen. But she is
I don't
sort of
know.
like gasping out of just reflex.
I might follow the other's lead. I'm a
Yeah, I
biter.
think that's where I'm headed.
Oh my God, you guys. All right. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
you made
wonderful,
us
wonderful.
this.
Because this is like the darkest moment of her embraced life.
Yeah.
She's just lost everything. And she just didn't fight hard enough.
It's gonna taste good though.
Mhm.
We're going to work out the actual mechanical changes to your character sheets after the stream is over. However, Giselle and Louvier, tell me what this scene looks like. Giselle, you have her suspended in front of you, and as you're speaking, Louvier has the opportunity to approach.
Oh,
yeah.
go ahead. No,
I was
please.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna use my speed to. The moment that she's looking at me, the vampiric speed of celerity to get up next to her, and just whisper, "She shouldn't have forgotten me," and then I bite her.
Okay, Giselle?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm relishing the fact that she was thrown into this horrific moment and all she could do was cry. And then she was given a perfect opportunity to act and she wasted it. No. What a waste of space and time. And I am going to she was always so put together. Her hair was always so perfectly coiffed. Her clothes were so neatly tucked.
A better
going to
looking
just-
Carmina.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rip
How
and
dare you.
shred her clothes and go straight into wherever I can get the best access there. But ensuring that I am destroying as I get there.
And just to make sure, the intent is in fact to suck Isadora dry.
Yeah. I won her club.
Great. Wonderful. Each of you go ahead and make me a strength and resolve roll.
Mhm.
Go ahead and put the results in the chat. Thank you guys for doing that before. Reina and Carmina. There's a moment in this process. At first, Maceo cries out and he tries to pull you away. But then he almost seems to calm and quiet. And Reina, for you, it feels almost as though he's pushing back. This is the gravest of sins your kind can commit. To consume the vitae of another kindred is to consume their very essence. And you've just dishonored an elder. And you can feel the age of the centuries that he carried with him. You can feel the weight of the knowledge that that kind of lifespan brings. And below it all, you feel cruelty and cold. And it almost feels as if some of that is diffusing into you and who you are. But in a centering moment, you're reminded that you did exactly what Karna asked you to do. And you're able to push that cruelty right back where it came from. And you can feel Carmina, as close to a sister as you ever really had, right beside you. And even though this moment is powerful and strong and it feels so right, the two of you are not ignorant to the knowledge that this makes you a little more of a monster. It pushes you a little closer to the point of no return. And you feel that weight hit your soul. And each of you are going to lose a point in humanity right here and now. And Louvier and Giselle, it's a very similar process for the two of you, except the feelings that you get when you sink your fangs into Isadora, it's full of rage and confusion. And there's the feeling of being lost settles on you guys like a thick blanket of humidity. It chokes you as you swallow. And Isadora, the Isadora that you knew, vanishes in a matter of seconds. But every once in a while, as the two of you feed, you catch a glimpse of the lining of her business suit or a well-manicured hand. And you're reminded that this was maybe not someone you liked, but someone you knew. And each of you feels a piece of yourself sort of slip away and settle like a petal falling off of a flower. And you two will each lose a piece of humanity. And as the four of you continue to feed, there's a quiet that settles in. And when you're finally sure that the corpse in front of you is empty, Reina and Carmina, you pull back from Maceo's body, and you can just see Reina along the edge of Carmina's jawline and across the top of your arm and on top of your hand. The shadow of a black vein starts to show. And Carmina, you can see this sort of begin to spread on Reina's hand.
It was
And in
worth
a
it.
moment, oh, go ahead.
That's it. It was worth it.
Agreed.
And after a moment and this sort of resolution hitting you, the black marks fade away. Giselle and Louvier, when again you are satisfied that Isadora is no more, Louvier, you take a step back and Giselle is still holding up this husk of your former boss before you. And the four of you are finally left alone to see what you hath wrought. And another roll of thunder happens outside. And the four of you are keenly aware of the pair of seagulls sitting in the windowsill, watching every move you make.
I'd like to go take Maceo's pocket watch.
Okay.
And I would like to take Isadora's phone and a bag. And then I want to walk over to Aleja and I take my rosary, which has been empowered by Reina, and I actually am going to say a prayer for Aleja, even though I know no one is listening to me.
As you bend over her, she is kind of breathing very shallowly, and you can see the blood has started to pool around her body, and she's not aware of what's around her right now, but her eyes are open and she stares up at the ceiling.
She's still alive?
Yep.
Oh.
For now.
Hmm.
What would the rest of you like to do? Reina, Carmina, Louvier.
Give me a sec here. I have a question.
Yes,
Sorry.
dear.
Sorry. Whoever owns the seagulls, are they anywhere in proximity?
No.
It's Percival.
Those are Percival's.
Yeah, that's right.
seagulls.
Sorry, Percival.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll hold my action for a second.
Carmina.
I give a little wink at one of the seagulls. And is there anything on Maceo's person that's relevant?
So you
Important.
saw Giselle remove the pocket watch. And if you go
Hmm.
over and you kind of look through his suit, you do find a couple of other things in there. There's a necklace with some shells on it. There's a business card and like some car keys. The business card and the car keys both say Peter on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. He had Peter's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I see that, I'm just like, ugh, and just drop everything back to the floor. Useless.
Luvi.
Yeah.
What would you like to do, dear?
I sent Bastian a text that said, "This time for real, I swear a whole bunch of weird shit happened." Period. But let's do it not at the club because the club is, I don't know, just somewhere else. There's an alligator running around. Did you see the news articles? Told you I wasn't lying. Send.
Yeah, your message gets read immediately.
Yeah.
And all you get back is the very skeptical smiley face with his eyebrow raised.
Yeah. Hey, it's not a no. I'll take it.
You know?
Erase
I
their
look
memory,
forward
bet.
to Louvien,
Yeah.
Bastier,
Ooh.
whatever that couple name would be. Giselle. You notice that Aleja is still alive.
I don't think we can leave her this way.
What is your intent?
Oh, God. She survived when she should not have been able to do so. She lost everything and she came out caring for others for Fiasco.
She's worthy.
She is. She's the first one in a long time. She doesn't deserve to go. She could be useful.
And as you consider this while you say this prayer over her body, you kind of lean forward and smooth her hair back from her brow and bend again to feed. But where Isadora was violent and necessary, this is gentle and a kindness. And as you draw the last few drops of blood from her body and lift your head, you slide your fangs across your palm and run it along her lips, making sure that some of it gets ingested.
And I whisper in her ear, you get to start again. You get to decide who you want to be.
And with Maceo and Isadora both dead on the floor, with Percival's eyes witnessing a cardinal kindred sin. And now, with a fledgling kindred to join you all, that's where we'll end season 1, I think.
Y'all kept the one thing I hated. The one thing.
Oh man, you guys, all right.
I apologize for shooting Luvi. That is the only thing I'm sorry for.
That's fair. That's fine.
Man,
You had to keep her. I was gonna shoot her dead.
why?
She's
You
going to
know
be such
why.
an asset. She manages the club. She knew all of Isadora's secrets.
I don't give a
It's
damn about
true.
her secrets. She forgot me. That's all I cared about.
She got
Wow. Well, now you get to make a
She
second
got
first impression.
mesmerized. She got a
There you
secret.
go.
She had you pulled forcibly out of her brain without her consent.
Monsters. I thought that was fine. I'm getting mixed signals.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the finale of season 1 here at the Nightlife. We can say we're gonna have a season 2 because I can't just not find out what happens here. We're gonna rejoin these guys and maybe do some investigating, see what's going on with the mayor, and I don't know, maybe topple the government here in Miami. What do you guys say? Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We're also going to discover if there are any adverse effects to diablerizing other vampires. My gut says yes.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
A few
Yeah.
adverse effects.
It's gonna be totally fine.
One way to find out.
Wonderful. Let's go around the room again and hear what else everyone has going on since we won't be back here next Wednesday. Miss Carmina Magnus, Nora, thank you
Hello.
for being the gunfire goddess you are. Who are you? What you got going on?
So anyway, I start blasting things. Hello, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us for an entire season. My name is Nora Ibrahim. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Noralogical. Monday nights, I'm with Realmsmith with our Into the Mist D&D campaign. Thursday nights, you can find me on D&D's channel for Black Dice Society. Saturdays, you can find me at Pixel Circus for Damsels, Dice, and Everything Nice. I will be at Gen Con. LA by Night is coming back in September. I will be performing at the Helium Comedy Club on Saturday, that September 18th. That's during Gen Con weekend. I will be performing with the Glass Cannon Network. Tickets are on sale right now on their website, but we will also be performing at Gen Con itself. So if you're there, stop by, say hi.
Do it.
Don't be shy.
Giselle De La Scala, Jen Kretschmer.
Yeah.
Talk to us. What you got going on?
Hello. I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. I am a writer, performer, actor, doing many of the things. I'm one of the authors on Candlekeep Mysteries. I'm the creator of the Accessibility and Gaming Resource Guide and the Disabled Professionals in Tabletop directory, which you can find in my pinned tweet on Twitter. Tuesday nights, Monday nights, I'm on my channel. Tuesday nights, I am on Heroes of the Plains on Demiplane RPG at 6 p.m. Wednesdays, I will be doing a new show while we are between seasons. That more information will be coming out soon, but I'm going to be hanging out in Eberron.
That sounds cool.
It's gonna be, and it's an amazing group of people. I can't wait to say more, and I will be saying more very, very soon. It starts very soon as well. So follow the socials for that information. I'm currently judging the DM's challenge for Dungeons and Dragons, so I'll be doing that and some fun stuff at Celebration. And I'm sure there are things I'm forgetting, but I'll come back to it. But this has been the most fun. I've had the best time with all of you. Thank you for being such an amazing coterie and just a storyteller, extraordinaire. This has just been a joy, and I'm so excited to see where all of our fantastic fanged friends go from here. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's always gonna be fine. Louvier Bateo, Mr. Gabe Hicks, what you got going on?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at GayJamesGames or across the internet. I am creative director and in-house game designer at Roll20. Part of the inspiration for this character actually came from a game that I was in called Crimson Spires, where I play a vampire named Liam Batale, who is a bit of the strange sibling. So there was a lot of inspiration that I pulled from that into this. And it's been a lot of fun doing a little bit of paradigms, although Liam is not Southern. That is a very different thing. But yeah, no, this is fun. I don't really have a whole bunch going on. My schedule is pretty sporadic. because I kind of just do things randomly, but it works. It keeps me entertained, or I'm in the woods. So one of the two.
So if you can't find Gabe, go look in the woods.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
It happens.
Last but certainly not least, child of Cartagena de la Vega, Miss Cynthia Marie. Talk to us.
Hello. This was an incredible finale. Little Miss Diana, thank you. That was just wow. Anywho, much like Gabe, my schedule is also very sporadic, and I pop up kind of everywhere because I work during the day. I'm a systems engineer in an aerospace company, so I don't get to hang out and do all the games during the day like some people do, and I'm very jealous of people who get to do that because I would love to sit there and play games with everybody.
She's actually a vampire in real life. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's why we don't see her through the day.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't believe your lies, Cynthia.
Secrets out.
Anyways, so yeah, season 5, LA by Night, super excited. I am calling it the season of tissues. So please go get a box of tissues because every episode you're gonna need them. This is probably the first time I'm gonna say this. I have decided to decline Gen Con. I will not be there at Gen Con. I will be there in support and love, but it was a personal decision of mine that I will not be there, but I'm very excited to see what happens to my coterie, my family over there. Otherwise, I'm here on the socials. Probably gonna take a little bit of a step back. My anxiety levels have been a little bit too high that I don't like. So I'm just gonna kind of reel it in and kind of do my own thing. I sometimes pop up on Outbreak Undead, Rag and Bone. You can find that on Hunter's Entertainment, which is a whole like zombie horror thing. It's not vampires, but it's also horror. It's great. It's fun. I'm also going to be an NPC on Blood on the Bayou. So if you're into some more vampires, you should go check that out. I'm going to be a special guest with Melee Damage. So you should see what we're going to be getting up to because there's some really freaking cool stuff. So thank you.
I've been your storyteller. My name is Diana D'Amico, and I have absolutely nothing going on right now, which actually feels spectacular. I am running a game for Gen Con Online this Friday. I'm a terrible person and I don't remember the time, but I'm running Honey Heist for Dr. B, Mackenzie DeArmas, Justice, and Danny Gage. I'm super excited. For those of you who've never played or seen Honey Heist, it is truly a joy.
It is the reason I have both of these hats within arm's reach.
I'm so glad.
I've never played it.
She's prepared. She's prepared.
I want to play this. I hear all about it and I've never played it.
We can make that happen very easily.
It's amazing.
I want to thank all of you who show up and who watch this. Thank you guys so much for showing up and for supporting us. Clearly, if we were talking to an empty room, this wouldn't be as much fun. So I appreciate that. I want to thank Katie for constantly running production for us and dealing with our shenanigans. She's wonderful. Round of applause for Katie. And of course, Renegade for putting this whole thing together. And, you know, they have some great vampire stuff coming out very, very soon. So you might see some of those items, Sabat, play a role in season 2 if you really are hoping for some of that. And then of course, thank you guys, my wonderful players. You guys have been incredible and so accommodating and wonderful and just a total joy for this whole process. So support these beautiful people, go see all the cool things that they do, and look for an announcement about the return of this coterie.
Hang out on the Discord where we will be popping in and people are
over on the subreddit. We post there all the time.
That's what I meant.
I read your mind. It's fine.
Thank you.
Check out the subreddit. It's got good stuff on there, and I'll be posting. Yeah, it's actually reading your mind. Telepathy. I have the power. But thank you guys so much, and we look forward to revisiting Miami with you.